Hi everyone. So it is a late-ish Monday evening, just wrapping up everything, and I just got some veggies out of my garden right here. We'll go through that in a minute, but I wanted to give you my version of a late garden tour, kind of early fall time, but end of garden season time. So it's not going to look pretty, but it is what a lot of people's gardens look like at this time of year. It's what mine always looks like at this time of year. I'm getting over it. I'm done. I'm not doing a fall garden this year. I tried one last year. It went mediocre at best. And I just don't feel like doing any more much this year. So I'm going to show you what probably the average homesteader's garden looks like. That's my owl. You might hear him. He's a solar owl that is motion censored to help keep critters away. So I don't know if he actually helps, but I have him. So here we go. Again, these trash bags of wood chips that I've had sitting here all year, never dealt with. I was going to put them in between the rows, never did. A couple rows you can see of some peas. Pretty much all dying. There's some really good ones, like got a few nice ones here. In an ideal world, I'd go through all these peas and pick out the good ones and cook them up for supper. Actually, there's quite a few right over there, but I probably won't. These are my squash and pumpkins. I'm yet to see squash, so that's cool. But my pumpkins did pretty good considering that they just kind of had a small little spot here. So the kids have already had me cut one up, and I baked the pumpkin. Never actually made the puree for pumpkin pie, so that's still sitting in the fridge. And then back here in our compost pile, a couple more pumpkins. You know, just chilling back here that I'll may or may not deal with. Maybe they'll become compost next year. Who knows? Something cool, though, I decided to grow loofahs. That's what the trellis is for the loofahs to grow up. Instead, I honestly don't know what this is. I grew up with it around, but that's kind of taken over. But I have one loofah down here and one right here. So, you know, my whole trellis is thus far, unless another one is hiding, providing 2 loofahs. But that's fun. Those are supposed to be hard to grow, especially in a climate like what we have. Next, I have my row of potatoes right here. So I harvested quite a few. I'm kind of upset with how my harvest turned out because this ground right here specifically and over is relatively hard versus over here is a lot softer ground. So my potatoes just didn't do very well. I should have raised them up a little bit more, worked the ground better, but still have a few potato plants here, down at the end that I need to dig up, but I'm kind of waiting for things to die back a little bit. We'll see when or if that happens as well. And then I don't know what all this is, to be honest. Couple green bean plants that are clearly doing nothing, but there they are. I just actually cut my kale, so that, now that it's getting cool, is doing significantly better. But then I have all this dead space from there all the way to that kale plant over there, because nothing grew there, so that's cool. This little kale plant, again, cut it tonight. This all right there was my lettuce. It actually went to seed, so I saved some of the seeds and gave the rest to my boy over there. He's happy to be munching on some goods, little Chip. So that's that row. This row kind of here with all the straw was carrots. I pulled a few extra carrots out tonight that are real tiny. They might become goat treats, but we'll see. Some really nice tomato plants. So these tomato plants, if you recall from a different video, I believe I said these came from Home Depot. Those I put seeds directly in the ground. And they're growing. There's some fruit on there, but by golly, they're little guys. So, we'll see what happens there. And, let's see what else we got. More peas that need to disappear. These are, done. Just hear that lovely crunchy noise. So, some green bean plants that I didn't really do anything with. Could save the seeds inside. Maybe I will, because I've got this one, a couple over there. I've got some green bean plants that have clearly been neglected, so maybe I'll save those seeds. I do really enjoy saving seeds. So, because we are in such a unique little spot here, saving seeds that survived my climate, my garden, I feel like will better my seeds in the coming years, And, so what's unique about my climate, I've kind of said this in the past, is that we have a relatively short growing season, mid-May to mid-September. I harvested stuff, buddy. I had to go buy.
How did it do that?
I pulled it out of the ground, or it died.
Why?
So anyway, we have a relatively short growing season, but the other problem is we also get up to 100, 105 in the middle of summer. So, hey, don't do that, buddy. He's stepping on my dead plants. I want to save those seeds.
Why?
So that we can make more green beans. Ooh. So getting seeds that have survived here will hopefully better them in the future. So that's my reasoning behind saving seeds. So moving on. My corn plot is gone, obviously. I basically ripped everything out after I harvested things and threw it to the goats. These are two lucky little boys over here. And then my strawberry patch. Yep, this is a strawberry patch. This corner. It's right there. We got strawberry plant. They're just kind of speckled throughout here. Clearly, I let this go. The corn kind of blocked it, even though my corn was really short. It did block it, so we'll work on that someday. So yeah, that's my garden in its glory. But I keep talking about things that I gave to the goats, so nothing's going to waste here. It's either going back into the garden, going into the compost pile, going to the goats. That's Mr. Mo there. He's my main buck. He's a cool guy. No, pick that one. And then outside of that, you see my son in here, you saw my daughter in here, or you heard her, I don't remember. So it's also great for the kids. So, this garden has seen better years, but it's finally getting soil that is growing pretty well for what it is, being such an arid place. And it's providing a lot more than just food. It's providing lessons and just all the good stuff. So there's my late garden tour, and this is probably what a lot of people's gardens look like. So it's cool. It is what it is, and we do the best we can. I forgot I wanted to go through what I got in my garden tonight. So to start off with, I have my envelope with a bunch of seeds in there. So you put them in paper bags, or paper envelopes, or bags, I guess, so that they can dry. They're pretty dry in here. That's why they're shaking around, but this will continue to let them dry. And that's my little harvest I got. So I kept breaking my carrots off. I haven't been good about watering my garden, so things are pretty dry, but a few little carrots. One decent one that, again, I broke off. A good amount of tomatoes. I'll just throw those in the freezer because I don't really have the time or gumption or want to deal with them now, but they look relatively nice. And then a good amount of kale in the bottom. That, again, I'll just cut up, clean it off, cut it up, and pop it in the freezer. My son put my sprinkler on, so I'm going to get wet here in a minute. So, all right, that's what I got. Have a great night.